This is the third Pearl of Africa Summer Leadership School, organized by Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program at Makerere University, in partnership with the Private Sector Foundation, Uganda.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here. So today we want to talk about the 21st century careers. What do you understand about the 21st century careers?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anna Ashaba. What I understand by 21st century careers, I know that they are dynamic, so they are holistic, all-round careers that keep changing.
Akelo Sandra. Yeah, to me, when you say 21st century skills, I look at someone being able to think outside the box. I think that's what they are definitely looking for.
I think that's a good one. Now, I want to thank Mastercard. Thank you so much. I want to thank Makerere University for all that you do to ensure that the young people get gainful and meaningful employment. PSFU, we are working with Mastercard, along with our other partners. We are the anchor partner for Mastercard, to ensure that we identify those meaningful jobs for the people with our project of the Young Africa Works, enhancing lead farm structure for employment with young people in Uganda. When we heard about this, we also have our project, the SG Plus, the Work Readiness Program. In the Work Readiness Program, we have already rolled out, but we'll be rolling out again soon after 6 months. And we are trying to ensure, because we implemented the skills development facility, which actually went very well. And when it was ending, EU also brought in the Work Readiness Program. The Work Readiness Program is for you, the graduates, okay? So when Makerere came with this idea, it was so appropriate for us, because we are now under an impression that we are going to be dealing with very organized people. People who have been given time for mentorship. So that's why we are very optimistic of this group, that this is a career-focused group. If you have chosen to go to Nimiro, then use all the skills that you got to make it better. If you decide to be a makeup artist, then compete with Imani. If you decide to be a hairdresser, compete with Sparkles. You get it? You have the skill of writing. Look for these funds. And we are going to give you the money. We have the money. You did research, you did proposal writing, you did all this. You cannot compete with the person who did not go to school. You are not the same. Please compete with the people you are equal to. Okay? Don't sit and be lazy. Okay? That's why we are introducing this topic. And guess what? It is within your curriculum. What we are going to tell you, you have been studying. So, in whichever field you are, please know that there has been a twist to it, the age of information. In the wake of COVID-19, everyone was at home. Okay? We could not even get out, but work had to go on. Economies had to thrive. Some events come, we never anticipated them, and they are calling for new ways of working, new ways of thinking. And that's why we need to talk about this issue of century careers and skills to depth, and we try to appreciate it better than how you looked at it in class. The 21st century skills come with digitalization, lifelong learning, soft skills. They come with What else do you bring to the table? But above everything else, we talk about what you give us beyond what you got in class. I have my son, he is very choosy. When we went to the hospital, he said, I don't like injections. He could cry, maybe relating with another nurse. But then there was another nurse who sang for him, who did this and that. I said, Mommy, even I don't feel the injection. But even me, the way you treat me as a client, maybe when I walk in here, it is what else that is better than your work as a reception. And those are the things that are inside you, and probably you learned them as you interacted with the world. No one had to teach you. Probably you saw them from your mentor. Probably you saw someone winning with them and you adapted. Okay? Maybe experiences have taught you that. So these are the things that make you different. So the 21st century skills are used to refer to certain competencies such as collaboration. Collaboration most of the time comes with leadership, digital literacy, critical thinking, and problem solving that advocates and believe schools need to teach to help students thrive in today's world. So there are a set of skills that you need in learning work life in this century. So Wagner refers to these skills as survival skills. So when we are interviewing, for example, we are looking out for agility. How confident is this person? How flexible is this person? How quick is this person? Collaboration and leadership, initiative and entrepreneurialism, accessing and analyzing information, effective oral and written communication, and curiosity and imagination. So you realize that you studied these things in school. What they taught you then is what now you need here as you step into your future. So to ensure success, you need both deep understanding and major principles and facts in core subjects like math, language, arts, science, and history. You have that now. Okay? They have given you all the basic knowledge that you have in your different disciplines. It took me time to understand why I had to go for math. Find X. It took me a lot of time until when I reached senior 4. That's when I woke up and I'm like, okay, I need it for logical thinking. You know, and this question, some of you posed them. Why did we study Tennessee Valley, Central and Seaway? Why did we? You get it? Age of information. Okay? That was the first step. But today you need to learn to read a lot of literature, to read books, to trigger your mind, to know when do I need mental bypass, to know when do I need auditory bypass, for example. Okay? To make you a better person, to sharpen your mind, to be relevant when you speak, to be relevant when you sit among people who know. So learning and innovation skills, those we have spoken about them, digital literacy skills like information, media, and technology literacy, especially now. Life and career skills like initiative, self-direction, leadership, adaptability. Don't be the person they work for when you come in a conference. Take up a responsibility. We're going to be doing some team building exercises. Please stand up. Show up. Don't be the one who has to be pushed all the time. You will be pushed forever. Be relevant. In short, okay? So, are they needed anyway? Let us just go through this. Are these skills needed?
Yes, my name is Christian. I can give a scenario of the COVID-19, whereby the economy changed. Many people would not access services. They went digital. Like, in case someone needs a service, they would just go on their phone and access whatever they want. So I believe they're relevant in today's life.
I'm called Ajambo Anita Moses. So these skills are relevant in that they make you stand out, they make you different because there's so many graduates. And if you possess these skills when you're going for interviews and you have them, this is something different that you have from the rest.
Thank you so much.
My name is Karima Ronald.
Yeah.
These skills are needed. The employers to know the reason as to why they are paying you. How best you can help them achieve their goals. You must have
Now,
those skills.
this is a critical thinker.
Thank you so much. I'm Dennis. I think these skills are relevant in that 21st century calls for dynamism. And there is the emerging trend of technology where they are going to use robots and what.
Yeah.
So the human kind needs to adapt and get the extra knowledge. Otherwise, the emerging trend will take over.
Yeah. Thank you so much for all your answers. They are just spot on. It shows me that you're picking what we are talking about. Thank you so much. So, when discussing 21st century skills, there are three things: ICT functional skills, ICT skills for learning, and then the 21st century skills. So, the skills have three dimensions. One is information, communication, and ethics for social impact. Okay? You have the information now. You get it? So how do you communicate the information that you have? Because it is not just for you. Either it will come from you by way of exemplifying it in whatever you do, whichever way you decide to communicate it. But remember, what are the ethics? Because every discipline has its ethics. And what is the social impact? Is it meaningful? Has it led to change? Has it led to failure or progression? Have you understood? When we talk about information, it's digital settings such as accessing, organizing, evaluating information and skills, information literacy, and certainty. Now, when you join the workplace, you're going to start at the entry level. Now, at the entry level, it is where data is generated into meaningful information, right? You are at the operational level, okay? Now, at the operational level, you will be sending these, you're going to turn that data into information that you send to the transaction level where we have managers, okay? The managers are going to analyze your information, probably put in pie charts, put in bar graphs, to try to understand relationships, okay? To put that kind of systems thinking into what you have given them, okay? And then at the transactional level, they take it to the top management where they start do decision making, okay? Now, you see how you're impacting the whole business. You give them wrong information, wrong data, wrong information, wrong analysis, wrong decisions. So as you walk into this employment, know that you're a bigger stakeholder of how the entire business is going to function. Once you make your first mistake, you get it, and the boss makes a mistake, the manager is coming for you. You will be fired. So please be diligent in whatever you do. That's when we will separate those who learned from those who did not learn. Okay? But while doing that, you will be looking for better ways of presenting your information. How can I communicate my information such that I am not mistaken? How do I address my boss? When they give me a crude rebuff, how do I sit back and recollect myself and come back stronger? So please, as you go into these workplaces, be meaningful. Know how to react. So communication dimension, though, is about an efficient member of society. It has two dimensions as well: effective communication and collaboration and virtual interaction. These things I'm not dwelling to them. You studied them in school, okay? Then the ethics and social impact dimension is about ethical challenges as well as globalization in the new century. Things have changed. So what do? We're struggling with Skype until COVID said all of you have to go on Zoom. And we are on Zoom and we don't want to get off Zoom because it works. It's the new ways of working. So this is the context. This is one of the frameworks that researchers have agreed upon. There is life and career skills. There is information, media, and technology skills. There are these standards and assessments, curriculum and instruments that are playing into all that. But in the middle, you have learning and innovation skills, the forces. The most agreed upon, because you may have many other skills, but the mostly agreed upon is critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. You have been talking about them, and I'm not going to go into them so deep. Critical thinking, you see a pie chart. A pie chart is supposed to have what percentage? Entirely? 100. Then someone presents and picks a pie chart, but along the way, as he's putting numbers, he edits and put 40, 60, and 10 somewhere. That is what? And he's presenting to management or whatever it is. So a critical thinker will see the numbers. These numbers don't add up. What were you looking at? What was your threshold? Those are the questions that make you different. Creativity. Put something on the table. You get it? When you feel like you can't be a doctor, what else can you do? Today there is a new, maybe pharmacist or something. There is a new thing about pharmacy, and I am trying to understand it. They are vending medicine. They deliver on the doorsteps. It's a new way of thinking. Collaboration. You go at work, how do you relate with others? Are you this other person who is going to be irritable all the time? Who wants to work alone? Collaborate with others. Then communication, we have spoken about communication. I don't want to talk about it again now. These are the questions that we have been asking you, and I don't want to ask some of them again. Why wouldn't science, technology, engineering, and math be enough to represent the 21st century?
Looking at science and technology alone, and engineering and sorts of science, you realize that in science, people are not so much exposed to the world. And we need social science, for example, because it teaches on how to relate with others. Mostly, it deals with human beings.
My name is Joy Kafwa. And I did software engineering. I will give from that perspective. So science, technology, and engineering and math, what I can say is that at the end of the day, in all fields, the final receiver is a person, is a human being. So if you are concentrating on only this, there is that perspective of a person as an individual. Now, in the software engineering field, when you're designing a system, you cannot forget that the end person, the end user is a human being. So you have to consider, how is this person going to feel when they're using this system? So all these things have to be considered for STEM to be important and work out.
So this is what we are asking you. Think about the receiver, think about the people you're working with, how are they perceiving whatever you are giving them. So another question, what is the role of the workplace or the industry that you're operating in? If you're in the medical field, what is the role of the medical field? Looking at what we have discussed.
Franklin Namanya, alumni cohort 3. In my opinion, a workplace is a platform because in everything we do, whether you're in engineering, technology, in whatever you do, the end goal is you're serving humanity. So the workplace is just a platform for you. Thank you.
There are different platforms, that can help you get something. Be the best you can be, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, be the best at what you do. That will set you apart. Finally, critical thinking will ask you for that. Interpretation, reasoning, constructing arguments, problem solving, systems thinking. Arguments that are constructive, okay? Don't fight. Temukaba. You have to even agree to disagree and walk away majestically. Collaboration will ask you to leadership and initiative, cooperation, flexibility, responsibility and productivity, collaborate using digital media. People are so visual. Please forget. People, that's why we had to put this and that to make you interested. Because you may forget all the words, but you can remember ahead with all the machines. It means the critical thinking. You get it? Then communication, effective listening, delivering oral presentation, communicate using digital media, engaging in conversation, discussions, communicating in diverse environments. Final. Creativity, idea generation. One of our colleagues, Damali Sali, do you know Damali Sali? Ideation Corner. She's our Chief Programs and Projects Officer. She's busy, but we asked her to ensure that she comes and speaks to you. And she will come at any time and she will be talking to you. But she's good in this thing of idea generation and realizing ideas. I think you will be happy to listen to her. So at the workplace, we talk about ways of thinking, we talk about ways of working, tools for working, and living in the world. And those are the 4 things, the 4 C's, and that's what it gives you.
Enhancing the scholar's potential to transition to meaningful and dignified engagement.